Why should I work hard in this life? This life is short. It doesn't matter. This is a question that came in from a student that I responded to in my classes today, so thanks for watching. Now, this seems to be coming from a Christian perspective, right? It's if I'm going to go to heaven because I believe in Jesus, right? This is, if Christianity is not true, then you're not going to be going to heaven or hell, at least in the Christian sense. And so I'm going to respond to this from a Christian perspective, since it seems to be coming from a Christian if I'm going to heaven. From a Christian perspective, does this life not matter? No. God tells us that this life does matter. This life is very important. Here's a few things. One, God created in the beginning the world. And what did he do? He put humans in charge of the world to have dominion and rule over it, to take care of it. We have responsibilities. We also see that we have been commanded in responsibilities, like in the ending of the Gospels, right? And then in Matthew, it says, go and make disciples of all nations. We also see in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 20, that you need to be ambassadors for Christ. God is making his appeal through you. And so we not only see our responsibility as living in this planet, taking care of the world, taking care of the animals, being in relationship with one another, but also spreading the gospel and being ambassadors for Christ. We also believe that God has created us and blessed us and given us the talents and abilities that we have. And when we use those, we glorify him. He didn't give us those talents so that we can just waste them away, sit on the couch and wait for heaven. That's not how things work. And so that's the first thing I want to say is no, God tells us this life is important. The decisions that we make in this life have eternal significance of where we spend eternity. Now, this kind of seems to play on this idea that, well, it's short, therefore it's meaningless. But the value of something does not depend on the length or the size, right? A diamond is much smaller than a bookshelf or a desk, but a diamond is more valuable. Right? Just because something is shorter doesn't mean it is less valuable. The value does not come from that. So even though this life is a blip in the space of time, right, of our eternity of existence, God has created that as a valuable point in our lives to teach us valuable lessons. And so it is valuable. Now, obviously, if you're not a Christian, then you don't believe you're going to heaven or hell. And then, then there isn't that thing to look forward to. But for Christians, hopefully we take that seriously. And here's my last point. As a believer believing in heaven, that there is a heaven, this should motivate us even more. Now I'm going to botch this quote, but some atheist famously said something like, if you're a Christian, now I don't believe Christianity is true is what he said, but if you're a Christian and you really believe that you have the cure to all of humans' problems in being the person of Jesus, and you don't tell the person, how much do you have to hate them? How much do you have to hate someone to know you have the cure to their disease and you don't tell them? And I think that's a great point, is if you truly believe that there's a heaven and hell, and you truly believe that you're going there because the Bible is true and Christianity is true, then that should make this life even more significant, because you should care about every single other person, and you shouldn't want anyone to go to hell. You shouldn't want anyone to not understand the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. So that should motivate you even more to take your talents and your gifts and this life seriously, to use it to the best you possibly can to make a difference for the kingdom of God. So you absolutely, even if going to heaven, you should absolutely take this life seriously. Have an awesome rest of the day. Make sure you subscribe so you see all the rest of the videos that I'll be recording from questions from my high school students this year. Have an awesome rest of your day. See you guys.